One America's Pearson says the mayor of Sunland Park is running a corrupt government.
Construction on a privately built border wall in New Mexico begins again after running into stiff opposition from Democrats and the young, far-left mayor of Sunland Park. Building is set to resume immediately after several city officials gave their permission to continue work on the nearly 1 mile length of border wall just north of Juarez, Mexico. More than 300,000 Americans donated over $20 million to a private group called We Build the Wall, which says it wants to help protect vulnerable American communities on the border. The group was founded by U.S. veteran and recipient of the Purple Heart, Brian Kolfage, and says it was already able to put up half a mile of wall over the Memorial Day weekend. But all that progress was threatened by local leftist mayor Javier Perea, who had issued a cease and desist order for the project on Tuesday. Now the group says the conflicts with the city have been cleared up, adding the wall doesn't violate any official ordinances. But conflicts with this obstructionist mayor and his corrupt government go back for years. Voters were stuck with Perea, a 24-year-old first-time mayor with no political experience at all, after a scandal-ridden election in 2012. Perea ended up being the default fourth choice for mayor. He wasn't even elected the first time. He had to be appointed after one mayoral candidate was caught getting a lap dance in his office and the other one was arrested trying to blackmail him with a video of the incident. Around the same time as Perea was appointed, his city was also being audited by the state on suspicion of embezzlement. A few years later, in 2016, a city councilor was arrested on drug charges, and a few days after that, another councilor was arrested for giving alcohol to a minor.
Another arrest in the Sunland Park election scandal. It already seems like half of the people on that border town's payroll have been arrested.
And a third city councilor was evicted from his house in a raid by U.S. Marshals after the homeowners reported he hadn't paid rent in 7 years and owed over $1 million. Under the current mayor's watch, the city's problems have gotten so bad, the residents have even called to disband the city in a last-ditch effort to save it. Federal agencies say fixing the corrupt town is a big step towards battling the Mexican cartels, which see Sunland Park as an easy way to bring dangerous drugs into the U.S. In fact, Sunland Park is designated by the Border Patrol as an area of high drug trafficking, a place where cartels are able to smuggle billions of dollars worth of drugs into the U.S. And after a lack of manpower forced the Border Patrol to close down 2 checkpoints, the county sheriff says that's given cartels the green light to ramp up operations in the area. Sunland Park is also a hotspot for illegal crossings, and more than 400 illegal aliens were arrested by Border Patrol agents after sneaking across the border in April. The city also has a history of voter fraud, with the FBI investigating hundreds of cases, more than enough to throw the outcome of elections in the small town of 14,000 people. The entire area has earned a reputation as a banana republic, and officials in a neighboring town, including the mayor and police chief, were arrested for helping cartels run guns across the border. The former state auditor even stated that such a small municipality, like Sunland Park, could easily be infiltrated by criminal elements. For example, before he was charged with extortion, the former mayor-elect of Sunland Park boasted that he had friends in the cartels and that if anyone testified against him, he'd have them killed. This was a man who was nearly elected mayor and was replacing a mayor who admitted he signed 9 contracts while he was drunk. Instead, the town ended up with Javier Perea, someone with no political experience and who had been working at a jewelry store in a local mall before he became mayor. Now he's in charge of the only U.S. town south of the Rio Grande, and along with the Mexican mayor of Juarez, is doing everything in his power to oppose protecting the American border. If you would like to voice your support for the wall and let Mayor Perea know that you oppose giving the cartels easy access to our communities, call this number on your screen or use this email address to get in touch with his office. We Build the Wall says they're eager to finish this section of the wall, which should be done this week, so they can get started on the next project. Pearson Sharp, One America News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.